Tonight, these four people meet to compete for the prizes of a lifetime on The Price is Right, presented by Dristan Decongestant Tablets, the new 3-layer tablet for really effective relief from sinus congestion, hay fever, and cold distress. And now your host on The Price is Right, Phil Collins.
Please. Thank you. Thank you all very much. And welcome to another of our nighttime versions of The Price is Right. Hey, you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to announce the sweepstakes winner. So if you entered, watch for it. Even if you didn't, it might be fun. Let's go over here and meet the four people who'll be doing battle. First of all, our champion, Mr. Leland Brown, a government employee from Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. He won it last week with a total of $15,530 worth of merchandise. Welcome back, Leland. You won yourself your own ice cream truck last week, didn't you?
I sure did, Bill, and I won a trailer along with that, too. You know what I'm going to think about I'm going to do?
Huh?
I'm going to hook that trailer on behind and follow the sun.
Wouldn't that be a sensational way to spend
Sure
the rest
would,
of your
boy.
days and nights? Here's Mrs. Jean Heffernan, a housewife from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Any children watching, Jean?
Well, I do have a little girl.
Yeah.
I doubt if she'll be watching now. She's only 5 months old.
I don't know. We sort of appeal to the 5-month-olds,
Oh, really?
I think. Here's Mr. Dick Thompson, a salesman from Memphis, Tennessee. What do you sell, Dick?
Bill, I was in the selling paper cups. Now I'm in the foundation business. I'm selling girdles.
That's headway. Here's Mrs. Teresa Hoppy, a housewife from Boston. What's your husband do, Teresa?
My husband is a fireman, but in Boston we call it firefighters.
Firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
It is Hoppy, isn't it, your
Yes,
name?
it's
I want to
Hoppy.
make sure I had it right. Now, before we start our game, I'd like to give each of you a wonderful gift package from the makers of Dristan tablets. And there's Tony Wallace with it right there. All right, let's play the game. You bid for the merchandise we present. You go as high as you like, and you stop when you like. It goes to the one who bids the highest without going over the actual retail price. Big winner at the end of the show comes back again next week, takes on 3 new challenges. Now, if you'll all watch the draperies to your immediate left, Don Pardo will tell you about our first item going up for bids on The Price is Right.
White mink. A magnificent full-length design by Schiaparelli, exquisitely fashioned of luxurious Emba jasmine mink. It's styled with an elegant full back, dramatic large petal collar adaptable as a hood, and bracelet-length full sleeves. Take a good look at this fabulous white mink coat, because it can be yours if the price is right. Price Authority, Schiaparelli Furs, New York.
Is that not? I've never had anything so expensive standing so near to me. We're going to... It just got more expensive. Show everyone else, isn't that beautiful lining? Isn't that lovely? Now, we're going to ask for an opening bid of at least $2,000, Mr. Brown. You may, of course, open higher if you'd like. What are you, the whirling dervish tonight?
I'll start the bidding at $2,500.
Thank you, sir. Miss Heffernan, minimums are $100.
I'll say 27.
27 to Mr. Thompson.
28.
28 to Mrs. Hoppy.
3,000.
Back to Mr. Brown, who's at 25.
$3,500.
35, Miss Heffernan.
I'll say 38.
Okay, sir.
Excuse me, 39.
Okay. 39 to Miss Hoppy.
42.
$4,200. Range 35 to 42. Here is your coat. What's that, white mink, huh? And Mr. Brown, we're back to you.
$4,500.
$300 raise to you, ma'am.
48.
48 to Mr. Thompson. That's
49.
okay. Miss Hoppy's 42.
5,000.
And even $5,000. There's the buzzer. And everybody gets a last crack. Mr. Brown, you're 45. Top 5, last bid.
$6,500.
Mrs. Heffernan, what do you do? It's your last bid. You're 48.
What was the last bid? 6,000?
5. 65. Yeah, you're 48.
68.
Mr. Thompson is 49. It's your last bid.
7,500.
Mrs. Hoppy is 5,000. This bid ends the game. It's whether you make it or not.
I'll freeze, Phil.
It's all over. Here are the bids. 6,500, 68. A high of $7,500 and $5,000 even. Those are the bids. And here is your lovely white mink coat by Schiaparelli. Here's the lovely actual retail price in this lovely envelope. Retail price. Hey, wait till you see this. I'll give you one hint. It's a round number. $6,000 even. Mrs. Hoppy, who stopped at $5,000. It's yours. Would you pass that down to Mrs. Hoppy, please, sir? Well, we'll have another interesting prize in a moment, but right now, for sufferers from cold's misery or sinus congestion, here's a word from Dristan.
Oh, it's horrible cold. And my sinuses.
Haven't you heard about Dristan?
Dristan, with a decongestant most prescribed by doctors, does a lot more for you. It acts directly on critical areas of cold's infection, your 8 sinuses. Actually helps drain all 8 sinuses, thus relieves congestion, pressure, pain, restores free breathing. Dristan is the revolutionary 3-layer tablet that does more for you because when you take it, its decongestant shrinks swollen membranes, promotes sinus drainage. An exclusive anti-allergent helps keep breathing passages dry and clear. Pain relievers reduce body aches and fever. Vitamin C helps build body resistance. Now congestion, pressure, pain relieved. Free breathing restored.
I know. For relief of colds and sinus congestion, Dristan does a lot more for you.
There's nothing like Dristan decongestant tablets.
Well, Mrs. Hoppy got off to a fine... No, you look fine. Keep it on unless you get a little warm. I mean, you do whatever you want. Got off to a fine start. Now, all the rest of you, and Miss Hoppy, too, watch over there again to your left, and here's our next one going up for bids.
A soda fountain. The completely self-contained gay snack bar home soda fountain made of stainless steel and measuring 5.5 feet long. It has containers for fruits and nuts, 4 syrup jars, soda pumps, stainless steel sink, an ice cream storage compartment, a 6 cubic foot refrigerator, and hermetic sealed compressor operating the entire unit, and a colorful Formica countertop in a pink sequin design. Price authority, James J. Gavigan and Company, Incorporated, New York. Bill, please.
Thank you, Don, and Tony, and June. Miss Heffernan, you are going to begin the bidding. Minimums are... this is the funniest... Yeah, it's the funniest color soda. Oh. Well, I've never had it with whipped cream on top. Jackie Gleason? Go ahead and bid. I'll see you all later. Miss Heffernan, you start. Minimums are $50. Begin anywhere you want.
I'll start at $100, Bill.
All right, Mr. Thompson.
150.
Anyone there like to change sodas with me, Mrs. Hoppy?
My children will be the most popular children in town, believe me, with that.
With that, how about it? 150 to you.
$200.
Mr. Brown, 200.
250.
Thank you, sir. Go right ahead.
300.
350.
400.
500.
550.
600.
Miss Hoppy?
700.
One thing I hate, it's network censorship. Mr. Brown, you're 5 and top is 7.
750.
That's the minimum, Miss Heffernan.
800.
And Mr. Thompson is 6.
900.
Miss Hoppy is 7.
I'll freeze, Bill.
Mr. Brown, you're 750 and top is $900.
950.
Miss Heffernan is 8, top is $950.
I'll freeze.
Mr. Thompson is 9, top is $950. The men are in by themselves. There yourself?
$1,000, Bill.
Mr. Brown, there are only 2 of you left. You're $950, top's $1,000. This is your last bid. There's one after you.
1,200.
Mr. Thompson, you're $1,000, last bid of the game. Ladies are out already.
I'll freeze, Bill.
It's over. Here are the bids. High of 12, then 800, another 1,000, and finally 700. Again, Mrs. Hoppy is low, and there is your soda fountain, and a bit of you, too. Here's the actual retail price. $1,792. Mr. Brown, our champion, it is yours. There you are. It is yours, and you have a bonus, too. Hey, I don't know if you're the kind of a fellow I am, sir, but if you are, you're going to love your bonus. I really mean that. When your soda fountain arrives, may we suggest you place it in this bonus, a game room. Look at that. That's sensational. An exciting collection of game machines for your diversion and amusement. Now, first off, you see what Tony's doing there. That's an animal target game with moving animal targets and with the all-new electronic eye ray gun. Now, over there, take a look, is the Brinkton Criterion Model Pool Table by Brinkton Incorporated, Minneapolis, measuring 4 by 8 feet and complete with accessories. Now, there is a table shuffleboard game in custom-built 18-foot design with hardwood. Great shot, Jim. Hardwood inlaid playing surface. Then right here, now look at this. This is a bowling machine designed for up to 6 players and a selection for 6 types of games. And finally, over here is a prize-fighting machine, and it has, as you can see, 2 realistic boxers and a referee. It's designed for 2 players. It is all yours. Congratulations, for the Price is Right. While we have a moment, may I remind you to be sure to write for tickets if you'd like to see the Price is Right in person. Actually, everyone who comes to the show is eligible to be a contestant, and about the only admonition I might have is this: please don't write to me or to the show. Instead, address a postcard telling us when you'd like to attend and mail it to NBC, Guest Relations, Box 13, Radio City Station, New York, 19, New York. Now, please print clearly. We suggest you mail your cards at least 6 weeks ahead of the date you'd like to see our show. Now, for you folks at home, it's time to pick the sweepstakes winner for the 2 furs that we showed you for the past 3 weeks. Over there, in those 5 bins are the postcards which have been chosen. All right, Junie, they've stopped. Suppose you pick up one from box 1 and bring it over. Make sure it has a name and a price on. Paste it up on number 1 while Tony works on number 2. And so on and so on. Just make sure they all have names on and prices. Junie's going back now with number 3 while Tony gets 1 out of number 4. And while that one's being pasted up, June will get 1 out of 5, and that takes care of... Number 3 fell off. Upside down. Okay, bring it on over here. The first card selected that has the exact price wins the 2 furs, and the person who sent that card becomes a contestant on next Monday night's program. Now, if none of these 5 cards have the exact price, then the first one comes close without going over, like on our show, will be the winner. Now, right here is the actual price, the total price of the Schiaparelli beaver jacket and mink coat, which is $6,700. All right, Arnie, bring your camera in here, if you will, please, sir. Let's take a look and see what we have. Number 1, Ted Ruskin, St. Louis, Missouri, $5,010.29, under and eligible. Next, Mrs. Delia Berkey, Parsippany, New Jersey, $2,195, under, no longer eligible because this one's closer. Next one, Mrs. Ruth Karp, right here in New York City, $8,200 over and ineligible. Next one, Mrs. Jean Mockel, I believe, Gettysburg, St. Petersburg, Florida, $4,483. That top one is still the closest. Next one, Mr., and I don't make out the first name, Wasgroves, I believe, Trown Wasgroves, it looks like, Brooklyn, New York, $7,775.75. That's over. So we go all the way back to where we started, number 1, $5,010.29. The winner, Ted Ruskin, 1319 Clinton Street, St. Louis, 6, Missouri. Congratulations, Ted. You're the winner of the first sweepstakes. 2 furs are yours. And our people will be in touch with you to make arrangements for your trip to New York. For all the rest of you, we have something for you. An exciting Admiral black and white television set, the Clifton console model from the Admiral wide-angle 23-inch Imperial television. It's in that series, and it's in mahogany, grain, contemporary styling, and 1 for each of you. Now, next week, we're going to start a brand new sweepstakes with a chance for you to win a fabulous prize and perhaps become a contestant on the program. Be sure to be with us then. Now, thank you all for waiting around, and I'll tell you what we want you to do. We want you to watch the turntable and watch it very closely, because here's our next item coming up for bids.
A hutch filled with china. There it is. The Hutch is an impressive 2-piece design by Miracle Americana in Pennsylvania Dutch cupboard styling, constructed of hand-finished solid native pine with authentic pewter hardware. It's filled with a service for 12 of elegant Royal Worcester bone china in the coral baguette hand-painted pattern. A total of 100 beautiful pieces imported from Worcester, England. Hutch plus China will be yours for the best bid. Price authorities, Miracle Americana Incorporated, New York, and Royal Worcester Porcelain Company Limited, New York. Bill, please.
Boy, that's nice. So as you see it here, really, the hutch itself and all those china pieces. $100 are minimums. We begin with Mr. Thompson, and the minimum never affects the opening bidder. You can start anywhere, sir.
$200, Bill.
Okay, it brings us to Mrs. Hoppy.
$400.
Mr. Brown.
$500.
And...
$700, Bill.
So first time through, we go from 2 to 7. We're back to Mr. Thompson.
$800, Bill.
High is now 800. You, Mrs. Hoppy, are 4.
$900.
Mr. Brown, you're 5. Thompson.
Even $1,000.
Even 1,000.
I'll say $1,200, Bill.
That's a $200 raise, sir.
$1,300.
Mrs. Hoppy, you're 9.
$1,400.
1,000 to 14. We're back to number 1.
$1,500.
You're 12, ma'am.
$1,600.
You're 13, sir.
Top freeze, Bill.
Miss Hoppy is 14, top is 16. Bidding still wide open.
$1,700, Bill.
Mr. Brown, you are, well, this is your last bid. You're 15, top is 17. There are 3 of you left, and this is your last bid.
$2,000.
Miss Heffernan is 16. This is your last bid.
I'll freeze, Bill.
Miss Hoppy is 17, top 2,000, final bid of the game.
And minimum?
100.
$2,100.
It's over, and you're high. Here are the bids, 2,000, then 1,600, a low of 13, and a high of 2,100. It's Miss Hoppy in the white mink. Here's the hutch and all the china. Here's the actual retail price. $2,572.25. And Mrs. Hoppy, you are red hot. Pass that along to Miss Hoppy, please. Wonderful. And you have a bonus. Now, you know, Miss Hoppy, that china's going to make a fine dinner setting. And if you'd like some dinner music to go with it, we want you to have this bonus. Look over there to your left, a player piano. That is a handsome, upright, duo-player piano console designed by Hardman Peck & Company, New York. It's in walnut finish with matching bench and ukulele attachment.
Oh.
And, now, would you like to try your new player piano for us right now? Would you?
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, all you have to do is pedal.
Pedal?
Yes, go over there with June. Oh, it's easy.
That
Now,
I can
Junie,
do.
take her over there and get her comfortably seated. But don't play anything yet, please, Mrs. Hoppy, because once you are correctly seated, we want you to listen carefully to what I have to say. Now, when you start pedaling your piano, it'll start playing. Listen very carefully to the music you will hear, because it will tell you the rest of your bonus. If in 30 seconds from the time you start pedaling, and hearing the music, you can tell me the name of your bonus from that music, that bonus will also be yours. So you'll get not only the hutch, the dishes, the piano, but the other bonus. 30 seconds, pedal. Any ideas? No idea? Does anybody help? Keep going. Pedal a little more.
Arrivederci, Roma?
Arrivederci what?
Arrivederci, Roma?
Yeah. Hold it now. You said Arrivederci Roma, so what do you think your bonus is?
Rome?
No, we're not going to give you the whole city,
Arrivederci?
but we're going to give you...
Italy? A trip?
No, but it's a heck of an idea. What was that last word you said?
Roma.
No, you said something.
A trip?
Trip to Rome is yours. Congratulations from The Price is Right. An exciting flight for 2 round-trip economy class aboard a Boeing Intercontinental jet of Sabena Belgian World Airlines, taking only 6.5 hours from New York to Brussels and on to Rome by way of Caravel Continental Jet for a 2-week stay in a double-room hotel accommodation with private bath. It is yours. Congratulations from The Price is Right. Our bids are instantaneously recorded on our tote machines, furnished by the American Totalizator Company, a division of Universal Control Incorporated. Remember, we gave away Rome tonight. We're going to have a final item to challenge your bidding skill in just a moment. But first, did you have trouble falling asleep last night? Well, you try new Sleep Ease. A medical journal reports Sleep Ease, effective as phenobarbital. Used as directed, so safe, no drug habit, no drug hangover. How does Sleep Ease work? Well, you look. When your work center is active, you can't sleep. Medically proved Sleep Ease turns off the wake center, brings on the start of sleep. You close your eyes, and the next thing you know, it's morning. So why don't you try Sleep Ease? It's effective as phenobarbital, yet so safe, no drug habit. Sleep Ease.
And now a word about heat.
Backache due to muscle strain, fatigue. No matter how hard you rub, no salve, no liniment penetrates into stiff, aching muscles. Get immediate relief, hours of relief of backache's minor pain. Get Heat. Heat works the only counter-irritation way doctors everywhere accept. Brush on Heat. Immediately, heat penetrates into skin, replaces pain with soothing warmth. So stiff, aching muscles relax. Relief lasts for hours. For backache's minor pain, get immediate relief. Get Heat.
Well, I know now Mrs. Hoppy has done right well. Who else won? Mr. Brown. We have yet to hear from Mrs. Heffernan and Mr. Thompson. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, now, this becomes last chance time, and wait till you see, it is one of my favorite things, being a fan of this particular item. Wait till you see our last item going up for bids. Tell us, Donald.
All right, Bill. A 1962 Thunderbird. The dashing new Ford Thunderbird Sports Roadster, powered by a standard 300 horsepower V8 engine and styled with a fiberglass tonneau cover featuring sweeping sculptured headrests. It's equipped with cruise-o-matic drive, automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, and convenient swing-away wheel and steering column, plus optionals of power windows, radio and antenna, and white sidewall tires. The tonneau cover lifts off easily to transform the two-seated Roadster to a four-passenger convertible. And in addition, it has a standard convertible soft top. This unusual new Ford Thunderbird Sports Roadster will be your new car if the price is right. Price Authority, Ford Division, Ford Motor Company, Dearborn, Michigan. Bill, please.
Well, while the top's coming down, I'll remind all of you that you're bidding for the Thunderbird at its FOB delivered price, Detroit, Michigan. We'd like an opening bid of at least $1,500. Mrs. Hoppy, you open. So give us at least $1,500. You may give us more if you'd like.
$1,500.
$100 minimums, Mr. Brown.
$2,000.
Even $2,000, that's a $500 raise, Mrs. Heffernan.
My husband would love this, Bill.
Boy, I'll tell you,
What was your bid?
my wife's husband would love this. $2,000 to you.
2,000.
Yes.
2,500.
Mr. Thompson.
2,600.
Mrs. Hoppy is 15, top is 26, and it's your turn.
3,000.
Up to 3,000 from our starting bidder. Mr. Brown is 2,000.
$3,100.
$3,100. Miss Heffernan, you're 25.
3,500.
$3,500. Mr. Thompson is 26. Let's put the top back down just for kicks. You're 26, sir, and top is 3,500.
3,600.
3,600 is high, Miss Hoppy. You're 3.
4,000, Bill.
Even 4,000, sir.
$4,200.
$4,200, Miss Heffernan. You're
4,500, Bill.
45 it is, Mr. Thompson.
5,000.
5,000, Miss Hoppy. That's 1,000 over you.
5,500.
55, Mr. Brown.
$5,600.
Miss Heffernan's 45.
6,000.
Mr. Thompson's 5,000.
6,200.
Mrs. Hoppy is 55.
6,800, Bill.
Mr. Brown, you're 56.
I'll freeze.
Mrs. Heffernan is 6,000. Top is 68. This is your last bid.
What am I?
6,000.
I'll freeze.
Mr. Thompson is 62. Top 68. Your last bid.
But the top bid is what, Bill?
68.
68.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
5 seconds, Mr. Thompson.
69, Bill.
Miss Hoppy, 69.
7,000, Bill.
And 7,000 makes Mrs. Hoppy high, and that ends the bidding. Here are the bids from left to right. Mr. Brown is low at 56. Then in order, 6,000, 6,009, $7,000. And finally, your Thunderbird Sports Roadster. There it is. And in here, the actual retail price. The actual retail price. $5,718.60, Mr. Brown. Boy, you're getting all right there, sir. Congratulations. It is yours with our compliments. We'll have the final scores and the name of the big winner as soon as the tabulation is all over. But first, a message from our alternate sponsor, Newport Filter Cigarettes.
Newport Filter Cigarettes, Newport Menthol Cigarettes.
So clean, so cool, so delightfully refreshing. That's the kind of pleasure you find only in Newport Filter Cigarettes. The soothing coolness of menthol, a refreshing hint of mint, and the taste of the world's finest tobaccos.
It's so refreshing while you're smoking Newport Filter Cigarettes.
More people are discovering Newport's unique combination every day. It's this combination that makes Newport more refreshing to begin with, more refreshing all the way.
Time for the final accounting. Don Pardo, what are the scores over
Hi,
there?
Bill. Mr. Brown has won the soda fountain, the game room, and the car for a total of $10,255. And Mrs. Heffernan and Mr. Thompson, we're sorry you didn't win anything, but we have for each of you the complete 54-volume set of great books, plus Syntopicon Idea Index, all published by Encyclopedia Britannica. Congratulations to the both of you. And Mrs. Hoppy has won the mink coat, the hutch and china, the piano, and the trip for a total of $11,391. Bill Cullen, a new champ.
Real close, but Mrs. Hoppy with $11,391. You are a brand new champion. Congratulations. And Mr. Brown, you really ran it up tonight. You didn't stay champion, but your total now $25,785. I thank you. Thanks to you, Miss Heffernan, Mr. Thompson. Miss Hoppy, will you rejoin us again next week and defend that championship?
Yes, of course.
All right, I will be here with you. Oh, next week, speaking of that, we'll have a brand new sweepstakes with a chance for you to become a contestant on The Price is Right. Be sure to watch Jack Clark, who will be filling in for me on tomorrow morning's daytime Price is Right on this same station. And I'll see you again next Monday night at this same time. Until then, thank you ever so much and goodbye from The Price is Right.
The Price is Right has been brought to you by Heat for quick relief of minor arthritic, rheumatic, or muscular pains for hours. Remember those who need you. Give to the March of Dimes. The Price is Right is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Don Pardo speaking. This program has been pre-recorded.
Son of a gun. That Joey Bishop's got a show of his own on Wednesday nights, and it's right after Wagon Train here on NBC.
This is Robert Lansing. Stay tuned for 87th Precinct next on NBC.
Produced in association with the NBC Television Network.